Hey guys, 22 Plinkster here. I guess today I am 300 PRC Plinkster. In front of me is a Savage Impulse chambered in 300 PRC. I've shot long range a lot in my life. Now I'm no expert at it. You know, my forte is mostly rimfire precision, but I do shoot when I can some long range stuff. And Savage sent me this rifle probably about 5 or 6 months ago and to do a video on, because I've always wanted to try out the 300 PRC. I've got 7mm PRCs, 6.5 PRCs, and things of that nature, but I want to go with something a little bit bigger like the 300. It just bucks the wind a little bit better, and you have a lot more energy downrange. Now, this is not a hunting rifle, okay? This is solely used for target shooting and also competition. And it's a really, really nice rifle, but the thing that separates the Impulse from the other traditional bolt action rifles is the bolt, okay? It's a standard pull-push bolt, okay? Now, this is nothing new. They've been coming out with, they've had push-pull bolts for many, many decades. But for Savage, the Impulse came out a few years ago. And basically what it is, instead of having the bolt to turn it up, pull it back, push it forward, and lock it back down, you simply just pull it back, okay? Into the loaded chamber, you push it forward. So when you're working the bolt and you're down on the rifle, instead of doing all this stuff, you're just doing back and forth. Now, this barrel on here, this is a 30-inch barrel, okay? And it has a nice MDT chassis. It has your Arca rail all the way up here. I've got a Warren bipod sent to me by Mid-South Shooter Supply, and it makes a pretty good combination. On here, I have a Ride-On 7 Conquer. This is their 4x32 scope. This is a target scope. This is not a hunting scope, and this is a target rifle, not a hunting rifle. And I'm at my buddy's ranch here here in Tennessee, and you may have watched a video last year, I think I put it out maybe 2 years ago, of hitting a soda can at 700 yards. I'm at the same place. So I've got some steel targets down there at 700 yards, and also at 500 yards we're going to be doing some shooting. But let's talk about the chassis a little bit more. It's all aluminum. Everything is adjustable with your cheek weld and also your length of pull. The trigger is about 1.5 pounds to 4 pounds. I have it adjusted to right at 2 pounds. You have your straight pistol grip right here. And this rifle, without the scope or the suppressor or the bipod on here, weighs right at 15 pounds. It's heavy. It's very heavy. But for a target rifle, competition rifle, you want a heavy rifle that will take that recoil and that you can hold really steady. On top of here, I have the brand new Banish 30 version 2 suppressor. Now, this is going to be out April of 2025, so it's not out yet. It's coming soon. But this is a fully serviceable suppressor that is rated from rimfire all the way up to a 300 rum. 5/8 by 24 direct thread, and it's extremely quiet. It's one of the quietest 30 cal suppressors that I've ever used. It has all titanium components and tube. On top of here, I've got a trigger cam. And you're going to see exactly what I see. We're going to shoot some at 7, some at 500 yards. And for the ammo that I'm going to be using is some Federal Custom Shop 300 PRC. Because if you go on Federal's website and you try to buy 300 PRC, they don't commercially make it yet. However, they do have a custom shop that can pretty much load anything that you want to load to your specs. And if you're unfamiliar with the 300 PRC, it's basically a 300 Win Mag that is shooting 150 to 200 feet per second faster. So it's shooting faster than a 300 Win Mag. It's the exact same bullet, but it's pushing these 200 grainers almost 3,000 feet per second. All right, I'm gonna go over here and set up some targets. I'm gonna use the Leica range-finding binoculars that Optics Planet was nice enough to send me to get a good reading and look up my calculations of what I'm supposed to dial this rifle. I've shot it a few times, probably about 40 times or so at 100 yards at my house, but shooting a 300 PRC at 100 yards is kind of boring. So I'm down here and we're going to try to shoot some 500 yard targets and 700 yard targets, and it is windy. You probably hear it in my mic. The wind is swirling down in this creek bottom, so no promises, but we're going to try to make a few hits. Let's get to shooting. All right, I've got a target set up down there at 700 yards. I'm recording through my trigger cam. That way you guys can see what I can see. And let's smack some steel here. 700 yards is a poke, and this is down in a creek bottom. You get a lot of swirling. I better dial my scope. Dial it 4, I'm gonna dial it 4 mils, even though my chart says to give it 4.2, but I am shooting considerably downhill. Good hit. So cool shooting long range, seeing that steel move and before you even pull the trigger. I mean, right after you pull the trigger, but it takes about 2 seconds to get the sound back to you. Nope, you saw that, guys, didn't you? I yanked it to the right. That was me. That was 100% me. It's favoring a little bit on the right-hand side. Let me bring it over just slightly. There's a dead center shot. So yeah, 700 yards, pretty easy on a full-size silhouette target. Now, I've also got another target down there at 500 yards, but it's a 6-inch plate. That's gonna be a lot more better, horrible, difficult shot, especially in all this swirling wind down there in this creek bottom. So let me get some more ammo, get things set back up. We'll do some more shooting. All right, I have got a 6-inch plate, a little Caldwell spinner plate at 500 yards. It's a poke, that small of a target, but I think I can do it with this particular setup. So I turn my camera on where you guys can see. A 6-inch plate at 500 yards. Gotta channel my inner Eric Cortina. Went to the left of it, and this wind picked up. That's a hit. Right on the right-hand side. All right, wind. Hold it a little bit for the wind. That's a good hit. Yep, perfect. Right in the center. Nope, shot high. There we go. It's another hit, a hit right there on the post. All right, now I'm gonna try something a little ambitious. So on the top side of that Caldwell target down there, the bottom is a 6-inch plate, the top is a 4-inch plate. So a 4-inch plate at 500 yards ain't no joke. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna have to aim a little low and favor a little left. I shot high and left. Bring it down just a smidgen. Shot too far left. My appendicular was perfect. I'd hit the 6-inch plate both times on that shot, but oh, I couldn't have missed it by much. I'm all around it. There it is, right smack in the middle. So yeah, 1 out of 4 times. If it had been a 6-inch plate, I'd hit it every time. It was just going right over the edge of that target each and every time, but 1 out of 4, not too shabby. What a good day of shooting. Well, it was a good day of shooting, not a great day of shooting. That 15, 20 mile an hour swirling wind down at that creek bottom, you could see it in my sights. I looked at the footage on the way home and I couldn't get quite steady, and when my hold was where I thought I needed to go, the wind would shift. Yes, I'm making excuses, but if you ever shot long range, you know how frustrating it can be shooting in 20 mile an hour swirling winds. You know, if you're looking for a rifle without breaking the bank shooting long range, and we're talking this gun easily can shoot 15, 16, 1700 yards with the right hand loads and everything like that. You know, a lot of those guns that you can get custom that shoot that far are going to run you $8,000 to $10,000. This firearm will, you know, a fraction of the cost. If you just want to get into doing, or if you want to shoot competition without breaking the bank, this is a really, really good choice. Now, like I mentioned before, the firearm is really heavy, but they have other calibers that this gun is chambered in. You can look at their website and see what those are. But when you're shooting a 200 grain peel, traveling at around 3,000 feet per second, it bucks the wind very well, and it makes it pretty easy to hit those long ranges. Now, I can't wait to probably the summer when the wind actually cools down or stops blowing. In the springtime here in Tennessee, you get a lot of wind, but I want to back off probably about 1,800 yards and see what I can do with this particular setup. Hopefully next time I'll have a better rear bag and I won't be so wobbly behind the camera, but I didn't really have the best setup, but I made do with what I had. Guys, if you have any questions whatsoever about this rifle, put them in the comments below. Until next time, y'all be safe and keep plinking.